Perfect. Okay, so would you like to give your name real quick?
So I go by Rnaz. You can typically find me on social media as Rnaz the Knighted or Knighted Rnaz, and that's spelled R-N-A-Z. It is short for Rnaz'etir, which is a name I've taken for myself.
Oh, hell yeah, cool.
Yes.
So my second question is, how long have you been knighting?
I've been doing this since I was really, really little. I grew up going to Amtgard and LARP events and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
And I want to say about 3 years ago, I bought my first helmet. And so I was like, that's going to be my whole personality, because I was fighting with foam swords and sticks and anything I could get my hands on. I kept breaking everything. And so I was like, oh, I need to get better stuff. I need to get sturdier stuff. So I kept getting better swords. But as I got better swords, I was like, you know what? I need to get better armor. So I bought better armor. And,
hell yeah.
Sometimes I just go walking around in this because, people appreciate seeing it. And I appreciate being seen. And,
that's so sick.
It's hard not to have a good time when you're dressed in steel.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so how long does it take you to get set up?
Oh, all together, I want to say with everything, so I've got gambeson, a bit of chainmail, and all of the plate, I want to say it can take up to 45 minutes or an hour.
Oh, wow, cool.
Maybe 30 minutes if I'm, in a rush, if I'm fast. But I like to take my time, make sure I've got all of the gear set and, sitting properly. Nothing's going to come loose while I'm walking or anything like that. So it can take about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay, cool.
Depending.
That's actually a lot faster than I thought. I've seen, for sure. I'm not, a full noob. I've seen, all these, tutorials and stuff online for, how long it took with pages and whatnot. So that's really cool.
I adjust myself, too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it would probably be faster with another person, but I try to focus on a bit of self-reliance for
Absolutely.
it,
So that's important.
Yes.
That's cool. Okay, cool. Let me see. Okay. Is there so I know armor has kind of regional differences and stuff like that. So do you know anything about the history of the specific armor you're wearing or the style?
What I'm wearing is actually not adhered to any specific region or time period. I get a lot of questions of, what time period or what kind of armor is it. This is not one specific style or anything. It's not historical at all. And technically this is not even tournament grade. However, I do fight in it sometimes. Not for tournaments, but for my own personal fun.
Cool.
But I like to keep it around the 15th or 16th century. I would say this would probably be somewhere between the 14th and 15th, or 15th and 16th century of English armors.
Yeah.
This in particular is a bergenet with a bevor and faceplate. The gorget and pauldrons are kind of basic for English steel. So I would say, if anything, it's a 15th to 16th century English style.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
For the most part.
Okay, sick. That's awesome. So you said that you do every now and then do fighting and stuff and duels and whatnot.
So,
I
have friends that I have dragged into this interest, some kicking and screaming and some far more enthusiastically than I'd like to admit. But my best friend, who is about as well armored as I am, has a full set of Spartan armor.
Oh, cool.
And we often trade blows in this sort of thing, so...
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a good place for that kind of thing around here?
Not that I know of, but I'm still new to the area. I came to Denton around August of this year.
Oh, cool.
Or rather of 2022.
Yeah,
And so we kind of just make our own fun wherever we can find it.
Oh, that's awesome.
But we had a few places back home in Abilene that we would do it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So what brought you to Denton specifically?
My partner here came to go to UNT, and I left to get out of a not great family situation. So I went with them, and we're pretty happy here in Denton.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So I did want to ask a couple questions about performance and stuff like that, if you're into it. But do you consider what you do in terms of like the presentation, like going out? Because I saw you were like stanced up on the bench and everything. Do you consider that to be a form of like performance?
I guess you could say so. I act a bit more outgoing when I'm in the armor because I do not show my face.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, nobody's going to know who I actually am.
Right.
Nobody's going to recognize me unless, you've seen the armor and you know me in person, right? So I feel like I'm a lot more outgoing and a lot more free with my words when I wear the armor. But no, I really just act in the way that is most effective for moving in the armor. So like, for example, when I was sitting on the bench, I was like stanced with the sword. That's just the most comfortable way to sit with the gear, so nothing hangs up on the benches and all of that. But sometimes people will honk as I walk by, and I'll give them like a chest salute or a fist raise or something like that. I get Monty Python quotes all the time. I get Skyrim quotes. I do Dark Souls references.
Very cool.
I get it all,
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to hear?
I'm sorry?
What's your favorite thing to hear from like people?
Oh man, I love hearing the Dark Souls references and the Monty Python stuff the best.
Yeah.
I'll often get on my knees and do the Praise the Sun emote from Dark Souls.
Hell yeah.
And I'll eventually get somebody doing this with the coconuts, getting their fists together for the Monty Python coconuts.
That's great.
And, I'll often get the knee, as I go by.
Oh, classic.
And, it's always fun to like fall over and act like I'm in agony for that one.
Yeah.
So I think the Monty Python quotes are my favorite.
That's good. Yeah. Like I feel like that gives you a lot to like bounce with.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
like lots to work with.
For
I
sure.
guess. That's so cool.
Sometimes when I see people in motorcycles, if they're not wearing a helmet, I'll like give them a knock on the
hey,
like wear your helmets.
Yeah. Oh, that's
but,
so good. Okay, let me ask you this. Is there something that you wish people would ask you or talk to you about?
I don't know. Not really. I mean, I get all sorts of questions. I think the most common ones are like, well, how much does it cost? Is it difficult to move in? But, no, I mean, I don't really expect a lot out of people whenever I go out in this. I do it for me.
Yeah.
But I just like interacting with people from time to time. Sometimes people will stop me for pictures or something like that, or like somebody filmed me for a YouTube video
cool.
where they were like doing magic tricks and stuff.
Oh, cool.
So, it's always fun to be a part of things like that. And eventually, every now and then I'll meet somebody who like is into the similar things and will talk to me about it for about an hour, and we'll just be standing there,
That's fucking sick.
It's fantastic. I love it. Denton is a really great place for it.
I think so too. I feel like you fit right in. So that's really cool.
Denton is a very diverse place with a lot of different people, and so it's great to attract all the different groups of people because, it doesn't matter who you are. You see the guy in full steel and you want to go talk to him. And it's great. You meet everybody.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So cool. Have you slain anything recently?
Have I slain anything? No, I have not. Local law enforcement considers that to be a little bit problematic.
Definitely.
And so, I walk around with the weapons, but I don't unsheath them for anything more than poses,
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. So, because obviously in Texas, open carrying a sword is totally fine. Like, we're all about it here.
I could be wrong about this, but I believe the rule is you are allowed to carry a sword as long as it is not fully sheathed, because if it is sheathed, it is considered a concealed carry.
Whoa!
Which is why I bring my sword in a sword frog. So
shit!
So I can carry it at my waist without concealing it.
That's wild. That's really cool.
I don't know if that's actually the rule. That's just what I've heard.
I think that sounds right to me.
I mean, I've been stopped by police officers, but never anything more than a, hey, what are you up to? And a quick picture or something. But
okay.
Yeah,
that's super cool. Do you generally, not to go too far back, but do you generally have like a preferred weapon or anything for tournaments or dueling or anything?
Probably this sword is my favorite one.
Yeah.
It's just sturdy. It's a nice, comfortable weight. I have a couple of long swords.
Yeah.
I actually have a Legend of Zelda Master Sword replica that is full carbon steel with a full thing.
Yeah.
And I duel with that one sometimes. But I think this one is my favorite just for the weight and like it's just nice and sturdy. It's
Okay.
you know, nice and appealing look. For
It is. It's a cool look. I like the. I don't know what it's called, but the. Oh, let's let him get through. Okay. Anyway, I like the part down the middle, like these ridges and stuff.
The edges down the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
This is actually the most recent addition to all of my weapons. It's a mace. I have a flail that I've made myself. I'm looking at getting my hands on a poleaxe.
That's
because
rad.
that's my favorite style of medieval historical weapon.
I fuck with poleaxes,
yeah,
definitely.
it's my favorite.
That's
so
a good one.
That's probably the next one to be added to my arsenal.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I have a really silly, stupid question.
All right.
Do you get any wenches?
Do I get any wenches? I'm perfectly happy with the partner that I have, but I get people hitting on me all of the time, in and out of the armor.
Oh
it's
my
crazy.
goodness!
I get such a self-esteem boost.
Absolutely.
Like Denton, it's great. The people are great here. It's fantastic.
What does that look like? Like to be like, what do people say when they're trying to like flirt with you in the armor?
Oh man, it's crazy. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I do get a lot of people that like they'll get a little bit touchy and stuff on my arms. I'm like, you know, hold on a little bit.
Yeah.
You know. But you know, I dress a bit of both ways every now and then outside of the armor, so you
That's
know,
cool.
I get it either way. But
oh yeah, totally.
yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
Super cool.
It's quite the self-esteem boost.
Okay, yeah. That sounds kind of rad, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I don't think it would be a deterrent. I think it would be very intriguing. You know what I mean? I feel like people would be like, oh, a man of mystery. You know what I mean? Like, so I get it.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
It's pretty great. Yeah. You know, I get guys that like are, you know, telling me to twerk and stuff as a joke and stuff, or like, it's fantastic. I love it. It's just the community just reacts so well to all of it.
That's super cool.
You know, it's great. You always have a good time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't think I have any more questions. Do you have anything you'd like to leave the people with?
No, I think I'm good. This was fun.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super glad. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much. And then do you have any like social media or anything?
Again, you can find me on pretty much any social media as Knighted Rnaz, and that is spelled RNAZ. I believe that's my TikTok and Instagram handle.
Hell yeah.
If you can find one, you can find the other.
Okay,
There's like
cool.
a link or something. I don't know.
Okay,
that's pretty much where I'm most active.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This
All right,
is super
thank
cool.
you.
Absolutely.